Craig, come on, I want to film some.
Now?
Yeah.
Can I get a room?
Move it. It's intense being a comedian. You'll do 6 months of hardly being at home, and then you'll spend 6 months of always being at home. And during that 6 months, my wife says, you're going on tour again soon. I probably spend more time behind the wheel than I do doing any other aspects of the job, like writing the jokes or trying the jokes out. So in a way, I'm probably got more in common with a long-distance lorry driver than I have a comedian. The Guardian. Not one of the best quotes. We don't have the luxury of a cameraman all the time, but we managed to take one to Leicester with us. I don't know what it was about that night in Leicester, but we basically had 4 idiots on the whole of a tour. One of them was in Glasgow, 3 of them on the same night in Leicester. How is that possible statistically, that all 3... They weren't even together. Oh, not you again. Can we chuck him out and give him his money back? He's a pain in the arse now. Is there anything else you'd like me to do? Sing happy birthday, take me fucking clothes off, do a fucking dance, anything you like, mate. There comes a point where I just can't be bothered being funny anymore. I just want to fucking punch you in the face. And I'm getting close to that level now, all right? There's 110 dates on the tour, so it gets to you after a while. You start going a bit loopy. I'm 81 gigs in, I'm having a breakdown. I'm away from the family and the kids, so, you know, it's got its upsides. But, no, it's hard, very hard, because you're away a lot, and you spend a lot of time in the car, a lot of time in hotel rooms, and there's a lot of time to yourself thinking about your life and analysing it. I don't come out too good when I think about it too much. Manchester's always a good one because up for it, good audiences, and I'm not too far away from there, so I feel like I'm heading back up to the northwest and where I'm from, and so it always feels very exciting to do Manchester. Right, we're going to beat my audience. Ready? Yeah.
Left here. Left.
We got him.
And then see where that guy's in the
I hope my audience, otherwise I'm just a lunatic. Let's get out of it. And seriously, my fan base to me is very important, because without it, the fan would fall over. Eh? Come on. Oh, seriously. My fan base. Well, I don't know. I don't like using the word fan, because fan implies... Well, fan means fanatical, doesn't it? I don't think people are fanatical about me. I think they come and watch the show and they enjoy the show and they go home, and that's the end of the relationship, and I'm happy with that relationship. But I never use the word fan, because it suggests you've lost track of reality if you start talking about the audience as fans. Keep the fans happy. I've heard so many comedians say you've got to keep the fans happy, and I think, the fans? They're an audience of... They might like you a bit. Who are you to say that they're fans? I've been to see people, I'm not a fan of them. You know, I've seen... who have I seen that I'm not a fan of? Well, me. I've seen me on video and I'm not a fan. What are you saying? How did that hurt? How much did it hurt my throat? What? I bet that's not the first time you've said that to a man you've paid money to. I hope you don't mind me asking, and I'm sorry for what I did, but in all honesty, how much did that hurt your throat? Because the wife says it hurts, but you seem to put up with it. Is that because I paid you cash, or...? Thanks for the welfare, mate. Are you all right, mate? Fucking hell, talk about friendly northern crowds. Hey, can I stop you, mate? How much did that hurt your throat? Are you all right? Can we have someone look at his throat? I think his throat's trying to entertain us. It's quite nice when you go to the theatres to actually meet other people, because obviously we're all stuck in the car together and we're all sick of each other by show 100. So when you get to the venue, I'm off like a shot looking for someone that'll talk to me. Nice to meet you. How are you?
All right, thank you.
Nice, hello to you as well. I was very excited last time I was here because we hadn't seen another human being for about a month, and suddenly there was loads of comedians next door, so it was great.
Yeah, we have some good gigs, don't we? It's a lovely venue.
It is nice, they're nice here. Vicky works at the theatre that we're doing tonight. Can you give me any pre-match advice about the Sheffield audience? Anything I need to know about them? Do they tend to be a good audience?
Yeah, they are. Everyone's really nice.
Do you see a lot of comedy here?
Yeah, we do.
Have you seen my husband? He's a big fella.
Husband?
Yeah.
Forget this conversation. What a waste of time. She could have told me that at the beginning, couldn't she? It's fair to say that if you're in comedy, you get a few little freebies and a few perks to the job. I'm no exception.
I want to watch it. I work in a kiosk.
What kiosk you work on? What do you do?
Sell sweets and stuff.
Is it all stock counted or
No.
Can I get away with like a sneaky
I'll
packet?
go and nick your bag.
Well, why don't we come with you? Keep it down, we're going to get some chocolate. Keep it down. Oh, actually, can I have the fruit pastilles? Can I have fruit pastilles instead? Is that alright? It's just that I count them towards me 5 a day. It's really good.
Queen don't have any money.
Hey?
You like Queen don't have any money.
I love the Sheffield accent. They just miss out all those unnecessary words. Are you like Queen, not money? I'm a fruit pastel.
Thank you. You love us better than that.
I love you already.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's somebody coming to the show. Let's go and offer them
You
sweets to
shouldn't
laugh.
pay for them.
Go and ask them. Go and say, are you coming to see Mack? If he gives you some free sweets, will you laugh?
Come on then.
Family.
Nice to meet you,
Simon.
Simon.
Hello.
This is Nick.
She's from New Zealand.
Alright.
What are you expecting to see tonight?
Well, hopefully you.
Yeah, and I'm doing the second half.
Who's doing the first half?
Simon Evans, it's very funny.
Right.
Well, I say very funny. I've heard it every night for 84 nights.
Is he still funny?
Yeah, he's very good, but no, there's not one joke in the world that stands up 84 times of listening, is it?
No, I guess not.
No, so you'll look tonight and say sometimes stand up one time and listen. But well, do you want a sweet? Before we go? Want a sweet?
Yeah, I will actually.
I basically give everyone a sweet that's coming to the show to try and find some way of
To make everyone laugh.
to make them laugh more. It's like a bribe. Do you know what I mean?
Top right.
Enjoy the show.
Thank you very much. We will.
See you later.
See you later.
Thanks, guys. Thanks.
Hello. How you doing? It's a woman there on crutches. I like to sit in the seats and see what the audience, see what the views are like, you know. So sometimes I'll sit right at the back, like, I'll sit here now, sit over here. See what it looks like as a venue. See, look how big Russell is from here. We're literally only about 20 rows back. I've nothing against arenas in terms of if other comedians want to do it, but for me, I talk to the audience a lot, and I just don't see how that's going to work in a big 6, 7, 8,000 seat venue. It seems too big. That's the word I'm looking for. You can't talk to people. You've got to have some feeling of intimacy with the chat. Any other questions? Will, did you honestly say, would you consider coming back? What a lovely joke to finish off. Of course, I'd love to come back. The question is, are some of you lot coming back? Well, a typical day for me on tour would be, well, I'd wake up. I always have at least 2 or 3 cups of coffee before I can even think about functioning properly. So that takes me through from about 8 till 10. Meanwhile, I'm drinking those coffees in front of the computer and writing the sitcom Not Going Out. My number 1 rule about being in a hotel is always eat what you wouldn't eat at home. There's no point having cereal and toast. I have that at home. I always have things that I would never dream of cooking. Kippers. I don't have fish for breakfast at home. So I'll have kippers or eggs Benedict or a nice, shallow fried hedgehog, something that you don't have at home. So I tend to go for the unusual foods. And then I come back upstairs with the coffee in my hand, the latte, because I'll have the latte, and then I'll take it up to the hotel room. I'm always full of reserved, paranoid English guilt that they think I'm stealing the cup, but I just take it away anyway. And I take it away from the cafe. I don't take it away into the bar. I've stolen a cup, 1 cup. Then I will sit back down and do another hour or 2, and then Russell, the tour manager, will say, meet you outside at 1. I go downstairs, I get in the car, drive to the venue. That can be 2 or 3 hours, it can be an hour, it can be 4 hours. Well, you know how time works. It can be to do with distance, how long it takes to get somewhere, famously. I'm quite hands-on with the with the aspects of the job that perhaps a lot of comics wouldn't really bother about. I sit at the beginning in the audience. I like to get an audience's perspective of the lights. I'm a great believer that stand-up in theatres has got a lot in common with, say, plays or musicals than it has with stand-up in a club. You know, they're in a theatre, they expect theatre convention. So if you're doing an intro at the beginning, which, you know, a big start like we have, I want it to look right. Russell does the beginning bit and I sit and look at it and see what it looks like. It's to sort of suggest I have some sort of power. I sit here in a big empty auditorium and I say, bring the lights. And then I say things like, well, I'd have a little bit less green or a bit more tangerine. But the truth of the matter is I haven't got a clue what I'm talking about, but I just want to sit down for 10 minutes at the beginning. I'm pretending I'm looking, but what Russell doesn't realise is I'm never watching. I just go, yeah, it's fine. I never watch it. Boring. I watch it every night. I know what happens. But if I stand on stage, he makes me do it all, walk off, walk on, push the button, get in the bus, suck me cock, you know, all those sort of things. Sorry, did I say? And so I decided to see, look, this is where I start getting a bit panicky. It's 10 to 7 and the doors open in 40 minutes and luckily all the staff are on stage working really hard to make sure the show goes well.
Where is he? Fucking know where he is. There's genuine panic in your voice. Where the shit's going now? Where's Tim Hardy? We have to save everybody. You know where he is. What do you want him for? He's cool. There are many things you can say about Tim, but he's not fucking cool. Even Tim would admit that. How uncool do you have to be? He's got everything. He's got trousers. I'm not that cool. You what? You're married to him? Yeah, because he sounds like that, Tim. Oh, divine. You are quite a weird crowd. Well, I said any questions. What's divine? I know what I'm married to him. It's like a fucking sitcom version of Spartacus. I'm divine. No, I'm divine. I'm divine. No, I'm divine. No, I'm divine. No, I'm divine. I'm married to divine. I'm divine. No, really, I'm divine. I'm divine.
Now is the sound check, you see. I'm just going to do the sound check. This is what I do for the sound check. 2. Sound check over.
Good.
Yeah. So you go 2, 2, like that.
Why do you do that?
Well, because that's all I was saying my act is 2, 2, not in the act. I just go 2, 2, 2.
Thank you.
The other night I said 1, but it kept cutting out. We hadn't tried the ones. 1, 2. Oh, that's all right. Yeah, they can do the ones as well. So it's 1, 2, 2, 1, 1, 2. It's a binary act. Yeah. I know some people are going to write in and say there's no number 2 in binary, but I'm not interested in you anyway. You're not my sort of crowd. Now, I'm trying to get rid of something. We bring someone out of the audience, and health and safety at theatres is that you have to put the banister on, in case they fall off the stairs. Each venue has a different setup. You have to get the people out of the audience for the magic box trick, but of course the audience can't sometimes get on the stage. Certain theatres have certain rules about getting the audience on stage. We have to fill in a form to say that we won't batter them to death with a baseball bat and stuff like that, which you make one mistake. And I always think it blocks the view for the audience. So I'm forever spending my time trying to get the banister off. And we have to do it discreetly because sometimes health and safety and all that. I always say, hello. I always try and get to know the person in charge. I go, oh, nice to meet you. And then I try and worm my way into their confidence by saying, I like you, mate. You're the kind of guy that doesn't seem to be too bothered about health and safety. Can we get rid of the banister? And they go, too much, mate, too quick. You should have gone in slowly, keeping the banister. So what I've learned from this tour is always say, hello, what's your name, how you doing? Would you like a cup of tea before you say, hello, you look like the kind of guy who doesn't care about health and safety. Can we get rid of the banister? They can see through you then. Okay. Yeah, I'm fine. Oh, hello.
There we go.
Anticipation. I do quite like the northern cities, you know. They're always like good audience, really. Sheffield particularly is brilliant. Always bring your own iron on the tour, number one rule. Have a look at their iron.
Where is it?
Yeah. Look at the difference. Look at the colour of that iron. Oh, for God's sake. Look at the colour of that iron.
Yeah.
And look at the colour of my iron. My iron's shining, clean, that one's dirty. Yeah.
That's the line.
Yep, it's pretty crazy on this tour. People do think that when you're on tour you're going out. But we can't go out because we finish the show at about 11. And in the week most things are shut. So we actually go, and we've been driving for about 10 hours that day, so usually we're back to the hotel. But in Sheffield we did have our one works night out. We met up with some people from the local comedy club and friends and things, so we had a bit of a good night out, yeah. I was obviously immature. That's my role as a drunk comedian. How would I rate the rock and roll life of my comedy tour? Well, if rock and roll's 10 and 1 is Crown Green Bowling, I would say we've registered at about a 3 on the rock and roll scale.
Morning, Lee.
Morning.
How's it going, man?
All right, yeah, we're just checking out the hotel in Manchester, and we're going to Nottingham. Just trying to get all my bits together. I hate leaving a hotel because you always forget things. And
How was last night?
yeah, it was good. Yeah, it was all right. It was a good crowd actually. The Manchester Apollo, which I haven't done before, and my mates came. Always that extra pressure. So you're always worried about, you know, what your mates are going to think of you, and the family and stuff. But it was a good. Does this UHT milk stay fresh?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, it was quite good. I quite like the
questions and
have a
that.
drink on me. So, any questions? Fucking dreading that tonight. When did Michael Jackson die? I can't work out if that's a quiz, right? Or this is just fucking petered through to Sheffield. Fucking dead. Fuck off. Who do you think we are? You'll be telling us next he's left the Jackson 5. We're not fucking stupid. Dead. Listen to this one. Bloody Conservative government. Have you heard him? He's mental. That's always a good sign if you get the good questions, because sometimes the Q&A bit at the end is,
Right.
you know, can go